I like new chapters because it's crazy how like you're in a part of your life and you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
And then like a year or two later, you're like, oh yeah, fuck, like I used to do something like that back then, or I used to live there, or I used to do this. Like things are always changing. You just don't realize. Like I never would have thought we were doing this a few years ago.
No.
I know we've been talking about it for a while, but like to actually put it in play.
Yeah, I know. And my next chapter is coming soon. I want to buy a house. I'm going to buy a house. It's just getting the money and realizing, understanding what's happening, because I'm not financially secure or like literate.
Oh,
like I don't understand things. Like I just recently found out that there's a mortgage and then there's a different type of mortgage that you can get. Like
like different options.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought it was one thing. You go, I want to buy a house. They're like, okay.
There's tons of different mortgages.
Oh God, help me.
Yeah, and there's different lines of credit you can get for it. There's different options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always thought, oh, you gotta have like half the money for your house.
No.
Yeah, who knew?
No.
Lots of people, but oh my God.
Jeez, eh?
Yeah.
No. You want a good 20%, I think. Yeah. Especially for first-time home buyers, it's a bit more because you got to show them that you're serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20% and then some extra just in case.
You always want extra in your bank account to make sure if like your water heater breaks your first week in there, air conditioner busts, window breaks, like different things like that. You also have to pay for your insurance, your property taxes.
Insurance.
That's scary. Like no one really in our age that I know owns a house yet. I'm sure there's a few people. Yeah, there's a few people, but for the most part, everyone's still in fucking school.
We're
still trying to get a fucking
I'm not
career.
even technically renting a house. I'm living in an Airbnb right now. Like, what's happening? Like,
looks like a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, what is happening right now?
The walls are orange and yellow.
It's just crazy, because if you would have told me last year at this time that I would be in an Airbnb doing a podcast rather than getting ready to go up to Kenora, I'd be like, fuck you.
You're a fucking buddy. Ain't no crystal ball telling you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're here.
We're here.
Jesus. But I think it's meant to be.
I think so too. I keep on seeing 11:11 everywhere.
I know you keep saying that. You put that in the story for the page.
I'm just going to throw this in here. I am a huge believer in like the universe and signs, and everything happens for a reason.
Morgan's going to teach us on an episode.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And alignment. I've just recently figured out alignment and all of this stuff, but I used to think it was my grandma or my grandpa or loved ones just checking up on me. But now I know that that's just dimes from heaven or dollars from heaven. We had a psychic come during Christmas time and read my sister, my mom, my aunt, and a few of my cousins. And she told us that my grandma presents herself through dimes and my grandpa presents himself through dollars.
Like the actual coins?
Yeah, so
okay.
I don't know if you are familiar with pennies from heaven, but
no.
And when you most need it, usually you'll see a dime or a penny anywhere, and you know it's from them. Like you get this feeling.
Never had that.
Really?
No.
I get it all the time. I'll find dimes or dollars and people will be like, oh well, people drop money all the time.
Me, that's what I
thought. It's fine.
Yeah.
But to see it at that time, at that specific time, at that location, right when you need it, that's something that...
But how do you know that person represents with that coin?
Well, my psychic told me, but
before that,
because we had read an article on pennies from heaven, and it's just, they pop up in places where you couldn't even imagine.
Oh, I'm agreeing with you on, like, yours signs. Is that. I believe in signs because I've had some crazy fucking signs. Like, randomly, like, you're thinking about someone who you haven't thought about in 10 years, or you see a word or a phrase or a thing, and then boom, 10 minutes later, or you're in a different place and see the same thing.
Yeah.
Or that person's there and you're like, what the fuck?
Or
happens to me all the time.
Do you ever think of a song and then it comes on?
Things like that all the time.
So
I'll be thinking about a situation and it'll play it on the TV and the movie 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like the exact same thing with a name. And I'm like, oh, barf. Like I like literally yak.
Yeah, just stuff like that happens to me all the time. Recently, like in the winter time, we were making pierogies from Walmart. Just a box of pierogies.
From Walmart.
A box of pierogies, open the pierogies. Tyler is making them, and I go to break down the box, and there's a penny from 1994 in the box.
No, there's not.
Yes, I still
box.
have. Yeah, I still have the penny.
Does that year mean anything?
Pardon?
Does that year mean anything?
1994 is the year I was born.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So.
Weird.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. When?
Yeah.
Like February, March.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When we were starting everything.
Yeah, I loved it.
Weird.
Like it was so insane. Tyler was joking around and said that it was his penny because he had bought the pierogies, but I was the one that found it, so I knew it was meant for me.
It had your birth year.
Well, he's born in 94
Whatever.
too, but like it was for me.
I'm just kidding.
100%.
Okay, so here's a sign. So I don't associate with the penny or coins one because I've never.
Yeah, you will.
It just doesn't associate with me.
I promise.
But so when I was younger, my aunt and uncle had a Dalmatian, and the poor thing died at 2. It was heartbreaking for me. I love that dog. We always went four-wheeling with him. His name was Joe Boy. He was adorable. I loved him to death. I still remember crying on their bed.
Aww.
Because it heartbroke me because he died from a porcupine.
Oh, that's
It was
so
the
sad.
saddest thing ever. Okay. So I've never thought about having another Dalmatian, even though it was technically my aunt and uncle's, but I associated it with me when I was younger. I have so many pictures with them and stuff. Because it just was too hard. But now recently I've been like, you know what? I think when I'm finally get a dog, Neil and I think I want a Dalmatian. And Neil goes, that's fucking weird that you said that because I just saw one on a walk with my mom, and I think I also want a Dalmatian.
Wow.
And we were talking about how beautiful it was, and I was like, no, what? Like maybe that. And I was like, really? He was like, I swear to God. I was like, huh? Maybe that's a sign that like we should like, because I was like, that's kind of crazy. 2 days later, I'm going for a drive to Morgan's. This was a while ago. We're in quarantine. Just so we don't get heated. This was about 2 months ago, right before everything started happening. And on the drive there, I see a woman walking a Dalmatian down the street. I haven't seen a Dalmatian, a real one, in like where we live or in person in about 15 years.
Yeah,
I have not seen, maybe even ever. Besides, like they're a rare dog.
I don't think I've ever seen one in real life.
Yeah, 2 days later, after he saw one, he hadn't seen one in years and years and years. And we're talking about that, and then he says, I just saw one. I see one. And see, things like that are my signs. Constantly knowing that I'm in the right
path
or
weird.
Dimension? Question mark? I don't know. No. But I was like, fuck me. I think that's a sign that I'm on the right path. I think.
You always just have a feeling that you're on the right path. You know what I mean?
Yeah, things that always seem to work out. Even if shitty things happen because it's inevitable. I always find that it always ends up working out at the end for the most part.
I've never been in a situation where I felt like I was completely defeated.
No, there's always something that brings.
I am generally a very positive person, so everything's gonna work out. I know it.
It's the work you put into it, right?
Yeah.